Middle Ages, 12-2. Feudal relations. This is a tie between military service and land ownership. It began in AD 766. At this time, there was a war between Charles Martel and the Muslims. For Charles to keep his soldiers in line, he granted men peasants. This system was enlarged to counts and local officials. Lords who were granted peasants were able to give them laws. In return, the nobles provided knights to the royal army. These arrangements were in the pyramid. The king was at the top, lords and nobles were in the middle, and the knights were on the bottom. Continued feudal relations. Ties between a lord and a vassal were made official in a homage. The most important obligation, 13 million in service. The vassals also agreed to be in the king's court and also provide lodging when the king came visiting. Dark Ages. Loyals, ladies, and knights made up the nobility. They lived easier lives than the peasants, but lives were not luxurious. Castles were built for security, not comfort. Cold, claggy, and damp places. Kings. Lords or noblemen or kings have almost full authority. Lords collected rent and settled disputes. If someone tried to take the land and they were an outside force, it would get very violent and very deadly. Entertainment. They loved to hunt for fun and sometimes just to provide food. Both men and women learned the art of archery and falconry. They would have dinner with several dishes of game and fish, accompanied by music. Castles for defense. Welfare occurred frequently to feudal society, built castles or manors as defense against enemies. First castles were wooden with big fences. In 100,000s, castles were built out of stone with towers. Baileys had barracks, storerooms, workshops, and a chapter. Peasant life. They live until they are 40. Despite the obvious difference between serfs and nobles, the two groups did share common interests in the land. Medieval Europeans believed that every person is equal in the eyes of God. Their houses have one room, dirt floors, and little furniture. They eat mostly bread and vegetables. Sundays and holidays are off. They don't complain about their jobs. Lady or nobleman. Could be married as early as her 12th birthday to a man her father selected. Had jobs to bring up kids and housework. Very good at needlework. Used plants and herbs to make medicine. Took over men's duties while they were at war. Becoming a knight. A nobleman's son became training for knighthood at age 7. At age 15, the page became the squire who assisted the knight was in the ceremony. The behavior of a knight was governed by a code of chivalry. This code called for knights to be brave in battle. Work on a manor. In return for the lord's protection, the peasants provided various services. Peasants were obligated to set aside a number of days each year to prevent various types of labor. In spite of harshness, peasants were able to relax on Sunday and holidays. They enjoyed singing, dancing, and sports like wrestling. Feudalism. This is a hierarchy of feudalism. On the top is the king, in the middle are the vassals and knights, and on the bottom are the peasants. Thank you for reading. The director was Brittany, illustrator was John, scribe was Arianna, slider was Taylor, and narrator was also John.